Welcome to Real Estate Made Easy with Suzy Appel.
Hey, Suzy, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
It is so good to see you.
I'm looking forward to being here with you and chit-chatting once again.
Well, I enjoy our chit-chats, and I know so far everyone who's been listening tells me how much they enjoy our little chit-chats and your words of wisdom about the real estate market. So shall we just kick this thing off?
I think we should.
I think that maybe we should talk about the 2023 housing market. Would that be a good topic?
Well, I think it's probably appropriate at this time of year.
Let's do that. So,
Okay, let's do it.
What can you tell us about 2023 and what's going on, especially with mortgage rates?
Well, we know for sure that the industry in 2023 is going to be defined by the interest rates.
And how do we know that?
We know that because of what we've experienced the last year.
Oh.
It's been a little, would you say crazy?
Yeah, it's been a little
flighty.
Right? Been a flighty. That's the appropriate word, I guess.
So we know for a fact that that's going to determine what the market looks like. The good news is
there's good news.
You know what? Here's my first suggestion. Turn off the news. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Stop listening to the media.
Especially the late night infomercials on how to make money in real estate.
Back to interest rates.
Yes.
The rates have peaked. They have started coming back down since mid-November.
Ooh.
So we're seeing them stabilize quite a bit.
That's great.
I know.
What were they at their peak? Like for a 30-year fixed?
I think the highest I saw was right around 7.5.
Oh, and where are they stabilizing at right about now?
Right around 6.5 currently. However, I had a lender last week lock in a rate for my buyer at 5.375.
Really?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
See?
Nothing wrong with that at all.
So we just have to spread the news.
We're kind of doing that now.
Let's get it out there.
Get out there, guys. The rates are stabilizing and coming down. Buy a house.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's awesome. So, since mid-November, they've been coming down. Do you think they're going to come down a little bit more once we get more into?
I think by the end of the fourth quarter, they will.
Really?
I do. I'm reading up on this. Obviously, it's my business. I have to know what's going on and what people project. But yes, I think by the end of 2023, we'll see lower rates. Not what we had for so long.
No 2% loans?
No, please. Gone are those days, right? And let's remember that when you have rates that low, the prices are so much higher.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of what got us into this predicament.
Right.
Okay.
It's a delicate balance.
Yes.
Between you've got high interest rates and prices come down, and then low interest rates come down and then prices go up. So,
Which one do you want?
Which one do you want? It's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. You're going to pay the money unless you're a wizard and can prognosticate the market where everything is equally matched between low rates and low prices. So
Exactly.
it's just to get in.
So get in. And we've talked about this, but the inventory is increasing, not significantly. So it's not necessarily a buyer's market, okay? Right. But we have more inventory, so there's more to choose from as a buyer. You have more negotiating power as a buyer, right? Because there are fewer buyers in the market right now. The last month, I've been really busy.
I've heard that. Yeah. So when you say that, I, as a buyer, I have more negotiating power. Is it because I can negotiate the price with the seller, or can I also negotiate terms with the lender, buy down the rate? And if I'm buying a new home, I know that there's some builders that are offering some incentives. I know my wife and I went for a walk the other day, and the guy goes, "Oh, we've got $20,000 of lender and builder incentives." And we're like, "Really?"
I can't even tell you the last time that I saw this in a marketplace. I showed property all last week and a little bit the beginning of this week, and the builders in particular are, hey, we can do this. How about this? How about we'll give you 3% seller concession, which you can take off the price or you can use an upgrade. I mean, every one of them without us even asking promoted that.
Yeah, and I found that astounding. So I'm not going to mention the builder's name, but we were out walking around the other day, and what you say is true. We didn't ask for anything. They actually had a sign that said, "Ask us about our builder and lender incentive." So we asked, and it was like, "Yeah, we'll give you $20,000, and you can do whatever you want to with it. You can buy down the rate, you can lower the price." You can buy a new razor and put it in the toy garage, whatever you want to do. It was like, wow, it really caught my attention. So,
just on the way over here, this morning, I had one of those builders call me and say, "Hey, what are your buyers going to do? We're ready. We're ready to do this."
Wow. So I think that's really good. So. We see prices being more fluid, and we see rates coming down. We see prices, home sale prices coming down. We see motivated builders and motivated lenders, which is all good things. So how is that affecting like my equity as a homeowner? Is that good for me? Is that ungood for me?
Well, the national average of a homeowner just in the last 12 months was, let's see, the equity in the past 12 months is $34,300, and that's national. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
Is that in the past year or really?
The past 12 months. So
wow.
Within this market, 2022.
Really? I would say there's nothing wrong with that.
No. So I think the idea of the sky is falling, the equity, all the pricing's coming down, it's not happening. Can you negotiate? Absolutely. But we are not headed for a crash. I do not believe that whatsoever. So if you're a seller, you may not have that same type of equity this next year. They're projecting that flattens out. Okay. In some markets, every market's different. I'm talking about an average, but you're not going to lose equity. Okay.
So that's a good thing. So basically, in this kind of a market with the rates and the prices coming down, and if you own an existing home, everybody kind of wins. You've got good equity, stable.
Well, if you think about it, it's a much healthier market, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to sell. By the way, I have buyers right now still looking in certain areas of Washington County that I cannot find them a house in. Okay.
Really?
So there are buyers out there that are very particular. I want to be in this part of town in this community. Okay. So every day I'm looking for those folks.
So this would kind of be a good time to kind of announce that if you have a house that you're trying to sell in Washington County, they should call you because you've got buyers ready to go.
Suzy Appel.
Yeah,
yes.
They should call Suzy Appel.
Yes. I am reaching out to them either by phone or postcard as well, but yes, call me because I have buyers. So
that's amazing. So we've got the national average for equity in the last 12 months is about 34.3. How long has the typical homeowner been in their home for the last few years or so?
Well, I just saw a new article that said the homeowners now are staying longer in their homes. It used to be between 5 to 7 years, and now it's more like 10 years.
Oh, really?
Okay. I've been in my house for 15 years now, so I'm but I'm not average. So,
do you want to sell it? We know a good realtor.
No, I don't want to sell it.
Okay.
No, talk to my husband.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is some other great news. The average homeowner saw an increased value by over 50%. of their equity
Wait a minute.
over 5 years.
Do that again. So over the last 5 years, the average homeowner has seen a 50% increase in their equity.
Yes. Nationwide.
That means in some parts of the country, could it be even more? I would think that this part of the country might be the even more part.
Considering how many people want to live in Washington County.
I know.
So
I was listening to a show the other day, and they were all from New York, and they were talking about what's going on in New York and some of these major cities where they're having interesting developments. And he was saying, basically, I've been here for 10 years and I was born here and then I moved back. But he says, everybody I know is kind of like moving away. And he says, we're moving to places, some of them moving to like Florida, but our area where we are right now was one of the most desired spots in the entire nation where these people are moving to. So they're leaving their depressed areas. They've still got some equity in there, but they're leaving those areas and they're coming into areas like Washington County, so to speak. So this is a hot place.
And those people, most of the time, they're paying cash. By the way, there's cash buyers out there.
Oh, yes.
Let's not forget about them.
Yeah.
So they're not concerned about interest rates, right?
Yeah. So it seems to me that if I'm a home buyer, I've got a lot more leverage than I thought I had or maybe even had a few months ago. Is that true?
You have much more leverage than you did 6 months to a year ago. And it's your turn, right? It's your turn. So I just think here's what I'm seeing with a handful of people I'm working with is there's some apprehension, right? Well, wait, how come the news is saying this and my friends are saying that? And, it's
Right.
like, maybe I shouldn't be the first guy or, and I'm looking at going, well, you have better homes to choose from. You can negotiate. Your interest rate is at a very healthy rate. If it ever comes back down, refinance. All of the cards are on the buyer's side with regard to negotiation. And so what are you waiting for? What is it you're waiting for? Because whatever you're waiting for isn't coming, in my opinion.
I would tend to agree with you because I've been, I'm watching market along with you and I see all this stuff that's going on. And I hear the word on the street and people are nervous. Oh, it's, this is happening and there's so much uncertainty and this and this and this. But yet when we look in the reality of what's going on. So when I walk out on the street and I talk to people in the business and I'm talking to builders and talking to lenders and realtors like you, they're all saying, this is really a good market. It's like, we don't know what people are waiting for. It's like the rates that are coming down, they're stabilized. The prices are coming down, they're stabilizing. And lenders and sellers are more willing to negotiate. It's kind of like, hey, let's make a deal. I've got this house. What can we do to help you to get into it? It's more of that attitude than it was what I've seen in years past. So it's like, yeah, well, this is what it is. Take it or leave it.
Isn't it refreshing too?
It is.
I mean, you actually feel appreciated.
Yes.
I mean, as a realtor, I feel like people really do appreciate and want my business again, right?
Yeah.
Those that I refer to. And everyone feels like, hey, let's just help each other and do the right thing. Whatever's right for you. It might be different for someone else. But anyway, it's a much better market to work in than what we came out of the last 2.5 years.
Yeah. I found it exciting when Linda and I were walking the neighborhood and the guy was excited to see us. This is a builder. And he's asking all these probing questions and we have to go, hey, we just live down the street and we thought we'd walk up and say, hi, we see you've got an open house. So he was excited to see us. And it was kind of the attitude of, so what can I do to help you get into this beautiful house? And that's when, and I couldn't believe he's got a big whiteboard. Ask us about our builder and lender incentives. So we did. And it's like, I didn't have to ask. I just asked what they were. I didn't have to like wheel and deal like we were buying a used car or something here. He was
But the thing is, though, some of the homes that we looked at last week, when I called them this week, they sold.
Yeah.
So there are some buyers out there that get it, right?
Yeah. And
by the way, in St. George, this, the end of the year, it's usually slower here. Our market picks back up towards the end of January, February. So if you're wanting the very best deals as a buyer, now's the time for sure.
Do you find it that the sellers are more willing to perhaps negotiate or include some of the closing costs?
Of course.
Yeah. So I think that's a good point of leverage that a buyer has that they may not have had in the past. And I think the builders are also looking at the same thing. And I think they're willing to buy down the points or use points to buy down the rates. That's a lot of good stuff. So we've got sellers can pay some of the closing costs. The builders will negotiate some of the closing costs, throw in some incentives. There's a lot more inventory to choose from, which helps me as a buyer to negotiate the sales price. So that sounds good. Is there less competition in the market?
Do you mean in terms of buyers looking? Is that what you're referencing?
Yeah, I think so.
There is right now.
Yeah.
There won't be come spring. I mean, for us, the Parade of Homes, that time of February really kind of kick-starts our market. And it's going to be crazy again. Okay. We're going to have buyers looking. We will have more inventory because oftentimes sellers put their home on the market to see what they can get. But I really think the next 60 days, if you're looking to buy and you want more homes to choose from at a better price, you should do it now. And the rates aren't going to go down.
Yeah.
The rates aren't going to go down.
So the Parade of Homes event that we have in our area here, it seems to me that generates a lot of excitement. People get all pumped up, motivated, and, I want to go out and buy a house. Well, what that does is that kind of upsets the equilibrium that we're in right now. Now we've got more buyer demand, which means prices are going to go up, and interest rates are probably going to stay the same. So I think you're right. Next 60 days, we should be out there seriously looking at stuff.
Well, I'm just saying, I've done this for a little while.
How long have you done this, Suzy? 20, 30 years?
Too long. Over 30.
Over 30 years. Yeah, I would.
Over 30.
I think you kind of know what you're doing.
And I've seen a lot of different markets, so nothing scares me anymore. And nothing scares me. So the sky is not falling.
No. So if we take this market and looking at all the other markets that you've been through, how would this market compare to everything else?
It compares in a way, let's see. To me, it's what I was hoping the market would do a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Okay? Because I kept saying this is not a healthy market. We cannot sustain this. We need a healthy market. This is a healthy market.
Okay.
So, and every day I look at the listings that we have and the pendings, and it stays equal. I mean, it's crazy.
Really?
Within a few transactions, yes. So that's good news. We only have, if everything stopped and we didn't get another home listed on the market, we have about a 3.5 month worth of inventory. Okay. So it would take us that long to sell what we have before we'd be run out of inventory.
Yeah.
When the market crashed in 08, 09, all of that, we had closer to a 3.5 year inventory.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So you can kind of see that we're in a really good position
Yeah, I think this is a good position.
in St. George.
So before we go, do you have any final parting words of real estate wisdom as it pertains to what's coming up in the next year in 2023?
Well, because this is a real estate show,
Yes.
I'm gonna stick to that to some degree, but live your dreams. This is the time You have to look back on what you accomplished and what you didn't accomplish, right?
Right.
And I have those lists myself.
Yeah.
And this is the time of year I go back and go, hey, wait a minute. I wanted to do this in real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to buy X amount of properties as investment. How many did I get? Why didn't I, accomplish that? And this year, if you want to be a real estate investor, this is the time.
Okay. So if
There's going to be some money made in 2023.
What money? Oh my gosh. Look at all the paperwork we have to fill out. So how does someone get a hold of Suzy Appel if they want to talk to you about real estate?
They need to call me or text me. I answer my phone at 435-229-8378.
Thank you. Suzy, thank you so much. I always enjoy our chats.
Michael. I do too.
See you soon. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
This has been Real Estate Made Easy with Suzy Appel from Real Broker Red Rock Real Estate. For more information, SuzyAppel.com. That's SuzyAppel.com. We invite you to join us again for another edition of Real Estate Made Easy with Suzy Appel. This has been a production of One to One Network.